was like, oh, well, I'm attempting to learn mandolin. I'll rephrase that. I am learning mandolin. And
Did you just replace trying with attempting to? You're like, I'm not saying trying anymore. So you just found...
Yeah. Yes, because the brain is sneaky.
You just found synonyms.
Correct, which is why I corrected the synonym.
Good job.
Because also, no.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Good job.
You got to really be diligent with your mental self-talk because your unconscious mind will just try. She will take the path of least resistance, which is you staying the same.
Yeah. And when you try to do something different, she will create a new path so you continue staying the same.
Yes. And so you need to consistently invite your language into matching what you desire, not what you're already doing. So trying, attempting, like negatory, like those are not it for me anymore.
Yes.
And...
because you're doing it, Big Bird.
I am already doing it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she seems really cool, and I need to get back to her about a coffee date because I would love to be in community with another songwriter.
Yes.
Because that feels really fun. So if you guys watching or listening are songwriters, you just drop a little comment.
And when we open, you can
friend me on Facebook.
You can have a little songwriting circle.
Ah, that sounds terrifying. It also sounds really fun. It sounds really fun and terrifying. It feels like I'm not ready.
Do you know who would really love it?
Who?
Lily. Lily has a beautiful guitar.
Oh, that's so cute. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Aw. I mean, I knew you guys had the ukulele.
No, her dad got her a really nice guitar.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it was after his last accident.
Oh, damn. So is she learning how to play it then?
Yes.
That's awesome. That's beautiful. Well, okay, great.
And she looks
fine.
Cute.
Okay, so if my 13-year-old niece can do it, I can do it too.
Yeah. My kid's helping you and Carrie both. Carrie's going to eat a testicle. And you're going to be a songwriter.
So if you guys don't happen to live in Nebraska, Nebraska is home to a testicle festival wherein a restaurant near Omaha makes bull testicles. I think they deep fry them or something. Anyway, so since Ashley's kids are my bonus niece and nephew and my husband's bonus niece and nephew, Ashley's son Max wanted to try them?
No. Max does not want to try them. Lily, though.
That's right. Lily wants to try them.
Yeah.
Max doesn't want to, but Carrie wants to show Max that it's okay to try new weird things.
Yes.
So now Carrie, who wasn't going to eat a testicle and was very vocal about not eating the testicle,
he's like,
fine. Now I'm eating the testicle.
Yeah, if Max is going to be there, then I have to.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, Carrie,
well,
he's a real one.
When you're trying to be a role model,
yes!
You gotta step up.
He's so great. He's so great.
Well, yeah. I know this. I married it.
I know you did.
I married all that greatness.
You
and
did.
I benefit from it every day.
Every day.
I'm very grateful.
Yes. I'm going to be so grateful tomorrow on Max's birthday when we all get trapped in a room with little aliens and try to escape. I'm going to be so grateful for Carrie then.
I hadn't thought it all the way through, and you are correct.
Yep.
Clark is going to come in clutch.
Yeah.
Carrie Clark, if you're listening, you don't, I think, anymore listen, do you? I don't know. Anyway, I love you.
I bet he does.
I bet he does. I bet he turns it on in the background at work. We just haven't talked about it recently.
I feel like when I brought up the fact that he was going to eat a testicle, I feel like this one will get brought up. If he still listens, we'll know, I think.
Oh, we'll be made aware.
Yeah. Don't ask or anything. Just, like, wait. Wait until this one gets posted and then just see if he says anything, and then we'll know.
You mean like how I put the planner where you could notice it, thinking that you would say something?
Okay, but Carrie is a lot more with it than I am.
So I bought Ashley the 2024 Katie Daisy planner because Katie Daisy is her favorite artist.
Yes, I love Katie Daisy.
Ashley was rocking the Katie Daisy planner all last year and fucking loved it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what a nice New Year's surprise. I'll buy the Katie Daisy calendar. So I like propped it up for her on the little altar up at Your Soul Welcome. Thinking that when she notices it, she'll be like, oh my God, where did this come from?
That's how I react to things. For real.
That's legitimately, that's almost real life footage, except it was out of my mouth instead of hers.
Yep. Legit.
But it was gone. And she didn't say anything. And I was like, I really thought she would say it. Did someone else take it? No one else is here. No one else would have taken it. I don't understand. So I brought it up.
And I just thought it was my old planner. And I didn't know how it got here. I didn't even look. I thought it was my old planner. And I was like, how did that get here? And why did I leave it out? I must have left it out. And sweet Kayla just propped it up hey, here it is. You left it.
In pristine condition, never before used.
I didn't even,
It's so okay.
My,
You are looking for some mental space.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I'm in a place where I've got so many things going on, but at the same time, I feel just so airheaded.
In a good way, in a bad way,
I think in a way that helps me to function without becoming too overwhelmed or too...
Oh, so you're slightly dissociated right now. You're just...
I don't think in a way that I'm dissociated, because I feel like every day I make it a point to check in with my body, check in with the things that I need to do, the things that are I keep checking in and keep trying to stay in touch with the things that are the good things that are happening, weighing in on the things that the intense things that are also happening that are influencing me. Mm-hmm. And I think it is just I don't know, maybe not so much as airheadedness. Is just I'm really relying a lot on the flow of things. I'm just aware that things are going to be what they are going to be right now, and I can only do what I can manage to do.
Sure.
And every day just trying to do what I can do. And
does that feel good to you?
I feel every day I feel my window of tolerance or my window of capacity is getting greater and greater and greater.
So this is your capacity growing.
Yes. I think because there has been so many big, heavy life things that have gone on, I think that it is my coming back to daily life, back to routine, back to I don't know, back to just
being grounded and centered in who you are.
Yes, exactly. And then living life normal life, getting back out and doing the things, right? Instead of just managing the catastrophe.
I knew you were going to say catastrophe. I said it in my head right before you said it, because that's the only word that describes the shit show your life has been the last 4 weeks.
It has been bananas.
It's just been wild.
Yeah, it really has. BANANAS. Yeah. So I'm just happy to settle back into
your new routine.
Yes.
Because you've got Lily homeschooling now.
Yes.
So there's no sameness in that. That's all new.
Yeah.
Your work situation is clearly all new.
Yeah. And I'm so here for that.
Yeah. So you're calibrating to your new normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I have so much excitement about honestly both of those things.
Yeah. But sometimes it just takes a little to like settle in. To like snuggle in.
Yes.
Get your nest how you want it.
Yeah.
Put this pillow in this spot.
Yes.
Snuggle this blanket up here.
Mm-hmm. And shake off all of the dust from all of those other things that just...
Yeah. The shaking off the dust from all the other things, that can be the hard part.
Yeah.
Because I was experiencing a lot of anger yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And just a large amount of anger. Part of which was my own causing. Part of which was also a conversation Ashley and I had yesterday that we talked about. Because what she said made me feel really alone and angry. And turns out there are things that both of us can be working on to make sure that doesn't happen again. So funny what just a conversation where the goal is to problem solve for the relationship fixes everything.
Yes.
But when I was in my anger last night, like I couldn't let it go until I let myself feel the intensity of it.
Yeah.
Because even when I was feeling it in like little bits or whatever, like little flashes of annoyance.
Yeah.
Like annoyance still isn't frustration, and frustration still isn't anger. So like I was only letting myself feel versions of it. And it wasn't until I just fully wailed on my punching bag after a screaming session in my car that I was finally like, oh, I have the capacity to let this go.
How'd your hands feel after doing that?
Honestly, better.
Oh, good. Good.
Well, you know Louise Hay.
Yeah. Were you holding too much?
Your anger is all... So, like, carpal tunnel symptoms is holding on to anger.
Oh, wow.
And trying to control.
Oh.
Well, fun fact, when Ashley and I were talking about what we can each be working on to make sure that we both feel supported in starting this business together, it was me letting go of control.
Yeah.
So that she can feel more free and confident to be seen and present in the business and what we're building here together at the You're So Welcome Collaborative. Yeah. So it turned out to be a really good conversation.
Yeah, it was great.
But the shaking off of the emotions can be a process, even though I know it's technically a choice to let things go. Yeah. If you don't let yourself feel it, your body doesn't want to let it go yet because it hasn't been felt. Yeah.
I always find it so interesting and helpful too to hear, because I know that Lily also holds on to a lot of anger in a very similar way. Sure. And I don't experience it in a similar way. And so it's always helpful for me to hear about it, because I want to understand so that I can validate and know and
I appreciate
hold space for you and for like other people's experiences, because just because I don't understand or can't relate does not mean it's invalid, by any stretch of the imagination. So it helps me to be able to, I don't know, support you guys better when you need it. That.
Well, and eventually when you feel genuinely angry, support yourself.
Yes, yeah. Well, and when I
feels angry.
Yes, and when I feel angry, the way I express my anger is that my anger comes out of my body. Usually, I will cry a lot. Like I cry a lot.
Well, and as we know, anger is a cover emotion for many other things. So was my anger truly based in my fear of letting go and my fear of talking to you about some of those things? Probably, yeah. Right. because I feel like, I was talking to Carrie about this last night.
Yeah.
I feel like when you start a business with someone, you essentially take on another marriage.
Yes.
Because I want
to... Is
to...
that why you got me a ring for Christmas?
No, I just really liked the message of the lotus ring.
I do too.
So I got it for you and for Hopi.
I do. I love it.
But like truly, because he and I were chatting about the conversation I wanted to have with you this morning, which I referenced just now. Mm-hmm. We were chatting about it, and he was telling me that like, well, I asked him to help me find more compassion because I was like, I don't know where it is right now.
Yes, that's so valid.
It is not here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he was asking how he could help.
Yeah,
and I was like, help me find it, man, because I don't have it.
Yeah.
I do not have it.
Yes.
And yeah, I came to the realization that you and I are essentially married now.
Yeah.
Because I care as much about our relationship and what we're creating together succeeding.
Yeah.
That I was like, oh fuck, I gotta put as much effort into this as I do with you.
Yeah.
And he was like, yes. As if like that was the most obvious answer in the world. Which maybe you guys watching and listening also agree with that. But it was news to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, man. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm barely doing it good for you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm barely... And he's like, P.S., you're doing just fine with us. Like, calm down.
Yes.
Don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't say calm down. He's way too sweet to tell me that.
Yes.
He is way too good at validating my emotions at this point. But yeah, he very skillfully walked me into a place of compassion.
Great. Mm-hmm. Well, thanks, Carrie.
I knew I could find it. I just wasn't there yet.
And
needed a little help.
How compassionate. You were already doing it. You were already doing it by asking the question.
That's true.
How compassionate of you
to want to find compassion at all.
Compassion.
Thanks. Thanks for that reflection. I received that. Because look, you guys, if you want your relationships to go well, you gotta care about the relationship as much as you care about your own feelings.
Yes.
Is that profound? I feel like that was profound.
That was profound as fuck.
Like you don't...
Hold on, say it again. Can you say it again?
You have to care about the relationship as much as you care about your own feelings. Because you can't care about the relationship more than your own feelings. That's how you end up, like, self-sacrificing and people-pleasing and feeling, like, resentful and unappreciated.
Yep.
If you value the relationship more than your own feelings. And if you value your feelings more than the relationship, then you're unwilling to compromise at some point.
Right.
But if you care about the relationship as much as your own feelings, there's always a solution.
Yes.
Like, there always gets to be a point where both people are valid.
I can't drop the mic. One, because I didn't say it, and two, my mic is on a stand. But I feel like that.
Mic on a stick. I don't know why that was the song in my head.
I don't know. It reminded me of the Dick in a Box.
Oh, it was certainly to that song, yes. We got a mic on a stick, baby. I mean, it is a little phallic, if I'm being honest.
It's 100% totally phallic. Not a little, like a lot.
Well, it's a little too girthy to be 100% phallic. No? Yes?
I mean, it's quite thick.
Yeah, yes. I don't... That's too big for me, girl. I don't know what your experiences and things are, but that's...
I have a lot of experiences.
You really do. You really do.
I think 2024 might be the year that we start talking about some of them.
I love that. I love that. That sounds great.
Anyways,
sorry. We're back to the mic drop moment. What was my mic drop? You have to care about the relationship as much as your own feelings.
Yes.
No more, no less.
Right.
Just as much as. Because if you can do that...
There's always a solution.
There's always a solution. You always come to some form of common ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both people. Or
both people.
Or all of the people.
Or all of the people, yes. You are correct. Relationships come in many shapes and forms.
Yeah.
businesses come in many shapes and forms.
Yes.
Like there are so many businesses that have more than 2 operators, right? More than 2 owners. And it can be real sticky trying to find how you can be all of you while at the same time being the person that the business needs, while at the same time inviting everyone else on board to be what the business needs and what they need for themselves and what you need for you. It's a lot of talking.
It's a lot of talking. It's a lot of vulnerability and honesty.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, because what you say has to be honest.
Yes.
And sometimes you have to be honest with yourself first.
Yeah.
Because when we had this, when we started the conversation...
Yes.
This whole thing started yesterday, not even today. But, like, I didn't know what my feelings were enough to keep going with the conversation. So I told Ashley, I was like, I feel like this conversation isn't resolved yet, and I don't know what to do about it, but we'll circle back to it.
Yes.
And then I had the afternoon to figure out what the fuck I was feeling, which was a fuck ton of anger.
It generally is, and that's okay.
She's not wrong. I got my manifester anger.
And that's okay.
She's just a lot sometimes.
Yes.
She's just...
And I will tell you what, the trauma in me, I've done a tremendous amount of healing and work, right? But the trauma in me, every time I know that Kayla's having a big feeling, especially in regard to me, the trauma in me goes, oh, God. Oh, I fucked up. And Kayla's mad at me. She's mad at me. The world's gonna burn. Right?
I think it's also, I fucked up and she's gonna leave me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the world's gonna burn. I'm gonna be alone.
Oh,
yeah,
that's what the world's gonna burn means, is Ashley is alone?
Yeah,
okay,
the world's gonna burn and I am going to be alone.
Great.
Yeah, right.
That's not gonna happen, but...
And I know that.
I am helping to support your
you.
external evidence. If I can continue to say it, then one day your brain will believe it.
I appreciate that. And I feel like my brain believes it, right? But it's that initial,
Well, I forget who said it, but it's not your first response that is who you truly are.
Yes.
It is your second response.
Yes.
Or sometimes, if you're really in the thick of it, your 9th response.
Into the thick of it.
It's okay if your 9th response. Because last night, my second response also wasn't nice. Like, it also wasn't productive and resourceful. It just was...
Rawr.
Well, the rawr happened, but then it was... Okay, how do I make my anger not Carrie's problem tonight?
Yeah.
That was my... So I guess my second thought was part of who I am, because I didn't want to fuck over my husband's evening with my feelings, which has happened. He wouldn't say I have felt that.
Yeah.
He would never say, you fucked over my evening, Kayla. I mean, first of all, he hardly ever says my first name, but that's fine.
You weren't ready, even last night, you weren't ready to have a conversation with me.
No.
Okay. I was like...
I didn't reply to any of your text messages.
I know, I did know that.
Do it nicely.
I did notice that, too. Because
it would have felt like a lie.
Yeah.
And I refused to be not who I wanted to be.
Yeah. And I so appreciate that.
Yeah. I did it.
Yeah, you did. We should introduce the podcast 25 minutes into
Holy
the podcast.
Shit, we didn't do that. We're 25 minutes in already? Damn. We didn't even get to today's topic yet. We've just been talking about...
I mean, this is a great topic.
Honestly, yes. How to be in a relationship with other people. That's
great.
A good... Okay.
We're doing
that just is our topic of the day, apparently, because that's what needed to be birthed into the universe. So if you've made it this far and you don't know yet... Hi, beautiful humans. I'm Kayla.
And I'm Ashley. Welcome to Your Soul Welcome.
A podcast of healing out loud for humans exploring their deepest hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do, 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 do. love the intro on YouTube. So if you only listen, this won't make any sense, but if you watch, my favorite part of our intro is the honey drizzle.
Oh,
like
so
it just
good.
makes my womb feel excited about life.
I like that, and I like the book.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Oh, and the crystal.
The crystal at the end is good.
I mean, I like the whole thing. I like the whole thing.
I mean, I have a couple nuances about how, like, the lighting temperature changes a little bit from clip to clip, but, like, we just be out here doing our best, so that is what it is. It just is.
I'm into it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah. So anyway, that's that on that. I don't know where to go from there, because I'll just drink my delicious Karma coffee.
It's
the miracle blend today.
So delicious.
We got to talk to Sweet Tracy.
Yes.
Because Sweet Barista Danny was like, when are you going to have Tracy on the podcast? And I was like, that's a phenomenal fucking idea, Danny.
Right?
I feel like we mentioned this on the podcast a couple episodes ago.
I think we did too.
Because you were like, Danny should come on too.
Yeah! Yes.
Maybe it was the episode with Kate. I feel like it was.
Yeah.
Also, if you haven't listened to it yet, we had Dr. Kate Hansen on our podcast not this past Friday, but the Friday before that episode came out. And she is the beautiful landlord of this establishment that we are now sharing space in. Yes. And also she is an energy healer. She does acupuncture and chiropractic services. Her newly minted business, Beloved Wellness, should be live soon. Her website, soon. I think she said, was going to come out. Did she say by February?
February 5th, I think. February 5th.
Well, okay, so as long as timelines run according to plan, Kate's new business, Beloved Wellness, in addition to Essentials Natural Family Health. So also peep us women over here, like, having multiple businesses, because Kate's got Essentials Natural Family Health and Beloved Wellness. Ashley has Your Soul Welcome and Fabled Designs by Ashley. Oh, yeah. And I have Your Soul Welcome and Brave Heart Open Minds.
For sure.
We just be
multifaceted.
Yes. Multifaceted, multi-passionate. Yes. I love that for us. Yeah. Yeah. And when you have good communication skills inside of negotiating your relationship, that makes being multi-passionate a lot fucking easier.
It does. You know, I was thinking back to like 1 year ago this time and my panic almost to prep for Galentine's Day.
Oh my gosh, I remember that. You really were all aflutter.
I was, and it was kind of a flippity flop of a show. But
because you didn't sell a lot.
No, I didn't.
You met a lot of bomb people, though.
Yeah, I really did. And it was a fun time. It really was.
Yeah.
It was like my first big event as Fabled Designs.
Yeah. How do you feel now, a year out from having that experience?
I feel like there has been leaps and bounds of growth.
Yeah.
And like I felt then that like there had been leaps and bounds of growth, you know? And so it just is quite astonishing.
Yeah. Got your sticker subscription, just working like, I don't know, like a little chugga train. She's just coming along. You just got booked for your first hand fasting ceremony as an ordained high priestess.
I'm so excited about that.
I'm excited for you.
I'm so pumped. Like, I need to decide what I'm going to wear. Like, am I going to have a specific outfit?
Vestment?
Yeah, I don't know.
That was a really priestly word, wasn't it? Vestment.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
not because vestment is a bad word, just from the pure Catholic connotation of
Yeah,
it, it's not for me at the present moment. Robes. Like you're a fucking witch.
Like a shawl.
Oh.
Or a cloak.
A high priestess cloak.
Woo!
That's hot. I like it.
Yeah.
You could have a lacy one for summer months and then like a heavy one for winter months.
I do have a lacy cloak.
Can you just imagine you doing a ceremony in this like sexy ice blue, like heavy cloak in the winter, like in the snowy woods?
Yes, I can imagine it.
I love that for you.
Let's make it happen.
Yes. Also, P.S. I love that did you say that Sam is shooting the same event?
Yeah.
So Sam, hi if you're listening. I had this idea just now. But what if you and Ashley just like teamed up? Because Sam does the travel photography.
Yeah.
You could just do travel marriages.
We talked about it a little bit.
Great.
Sam does have somebody that she works with.
Okay, great.
But
do they do hippie hand fasting ceremonies?
Not quite. So we've talked. We're talking.
Oh, great. Beautiful.
We're having conversations.
Well, then that's just the universe nudging that idea along since she put it into my head, too.
Yes, love that. Mm-hmm. Confirmation.
Hey-o. So if you're listening, Sam, hey-o.
Love that. Mm-hmm. Yay. So
if we have turned this episode into talking about what, relationship communication?
Yeah.
Is that what we've done?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. What else? Where do we go with that topic from here? Yeah, think about it.
I don't know. Maybe like, what are some places that like we've struggled in communicating in relationships, and how have we maybe fixed them, or what are some things that we have found that have helped?
I mean, the answer that comes to mind immediately is in speaking with my husband about anything that I feel shame around. That shame is the most fucking difficult thing to get myself to talk about.
Yes.
Because shame is such a thing that you keep hidden.
Yes.
It's such a, well, I don't want you to know that because then I feel ashamed. You're probably appalled and think I'm a terrible person.
Yeah.
And then you're never going to love me again and you're going to leave me and I'm going to be alone and penniless, a penniless beggar.
Goes deep. That runs deep for you. That went all the way deep.
So my solution to that has been to, I mean, in the beginning stages, ask for time. Like, when Carrie and I first started really communicating about our relationship, I would need gobs of time to be able to sort through my shame or whatever emotion I was feeling, but almost
with him.
Nope.
Okay.
I would have to ask him to give me time so that I could figure it out. This might be days of time sometimes because I was so disconnected from how I felt and I did not have really ingrained pathways to resourcefulness yet.
Yeah.
I just was trying really hard.
Right. Yes. I just was
trying really hard to be happy and to be a good enough wife and to like bless that man's patience for fuck's sake. So anyway, at first it was just me asking for time. Time to sort through, time to figure out how I wanted to communicate what I needed to share about my shamey thing. And then to like play the conversation out about 60 times in my head and then be able to have that discussion. Nowadays, it's just me getting more and more vulnerable. Yeah. Right? Like the answer is a lot simpler because I have built so many pathways to being able to have those conversations in a way that feels regulated and safe. So yeah, it's just getting real vulnerable. So now Carrie just knows all of my dark things.
Yeah.
Every single one. I have told him all of them.
Yeah.
And the other night, I was like, you know all my things. You could really fuck me over. I'm like, you could get me canceled, man. I was being hyperbolic.
Yeah.
But like, see, well.
I mean, people be getting canceled for all sorts of shit. So, you just never know, man.
That's so true. My shit isn't racist.
Right, there. Good.
So there's that.
There's that.
There's really that. I don't know that. I feel weird for shouting that one out.
That's okay.
Because I'm like, okay, good job, white woman. Like, do you want applauded for not being racist? Why did you say that? And so now I'm just sitting with the weirdness of having said that. And so if we could just circle back to the conversation again, that'd be great. Little exit strategy. I'm sorry. I'm really trying. Anyway, we're moving on.
Yep.
So it's really just me being vulnerable.
Yeah.
And trusting that it's okay to do that with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
That's beautiful.
Oh, fine. I'll just tell the story. You guys, I was flirting with this story in my head about whether or not I was going to say it, and now we're just get real vulnerable.
We're healing out loud here.
I pooped my pants the other day.
You don't have a gallbladder.
I know. It's you guys listening. I hope you cackled. I hope you heard that out of my mouth and you just went, ah! What? Because honestly...
To be fair, most people who have reached, how old are we? 35?
Mm-hmm.
Most adult humans who have reached 35
have pooped themselves?
Have probably pooped themselves or have been real fucking close.
Everybody poops.
Everybody poops. And if you have no gallbladder,
the poops are real liquidy is what we're saying.
Yeah, you get real close.
You don't have the organ that helps it solidify anymore.
Yeah. So
I don't know why I'm doing this.
I don't either.
Gesture.
So what happened?
Oh, so I was trying to find more microfiber to bring here. And so...
You were at home.
I was at home.
Oh, okay.
And I was squatting down to like dig in my little microfiber pile. Like I'm a little, I don't know, rat
squirrel
person in
okay.
den. Yeah.
Yeah.
Squirrel. Great. Yeah. There was no warning. It just happened. Usually there's warning.
Yeah.
Like I got the little like diarrhea grumblies. It was, and Carrie was working from home. And so he heard me just go, oh, fuck. And he's like, what's wrong? And past Kayla was very tempted to lie. To just be like, nothing's wrong. Everything's fine. There's still mystery in our marriage. It's okay. You still find me sexy. It's fine. Everything's fine. You're fine. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about it. Nothing happened. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. But like, that's not true. There was a poopening.
There was a poopening.
And so I didn't lie or hide it. I just told him what happened.
Yeah. And he supported you.
Yeah. And it wasn't even very much. It was like a little bit.
Yeah.
Just like if you took one of those squirty ketchups and just went bloop. That was it. It was enough to not wear those leggings.
Yeah. Was that the first time you've pooped your pants?
No, it was the first time I told someone.
Oh, okay.
Certainly not the first time it had happened. I don't have a gallbladder.
Yeah. I was like, I have pooped in my pants for sure, dude. Like.
Not just, you know.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And look, you guys, it's okay if you pooped your pants and you have your gallbladder. That's fine.
Yes.
Because sometimes weird chili can do that to you. Like.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And it's okay to say it publicly on your podcast today.
Shit happens.
Literally. Sometimes in your pants.
For real.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep.
So that's how I'm consistently inviting myself into vulnerability with my marriage.
Yes.
And here with you guys, apparently. So,
yes.
welcome to the club.
Woo-hoo.
I'm being vulnerable with you, too.
Yeah.
They're probably like, yeah, we already knew that. That's the whole point of your podcast.
Yeah.
It is. Okay,
It
great.
is, yeah.
Well, we've achieved the poop level.
We've achieved the pooping.
Check the pooping off the list of
what's next?
Ways in which influencers can be, I don't know, vulnerable with their audience. I don't like calling myself an influencer. I didn't like it out of my face. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Whether you are influenced is entirely up to you.
Yeah, that's not up to us. Really,
that is putting so much
pressure.
Yeah. Well, and power on someone else. Creator. Yes, creator. Mm-hmm. That feels better. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I moved my little foot. She fell asleep. Still getting used to this new chair situation.
Yeah.
So I'll just be
wiggling about.
Yeah, I'll just be wiggling about. Because that's just what needs to happen. Oh, sorry if that rustled. My sweater got all up on that microphone. She just really made friends with it. It could have been called a tryst. You could say.
A sweater microphone tryst.
Look, if 2024 is the year you start sharing things, I want to know about all the trysts.
Oh, I'll tell you. Better start coming up with some questions.
I already have. I have so many questions.
Oh, great.
I've got all the questions.
Okay, well, we're not starting today.
No, we're not starting today. We're talking about relationships and how to be in them in a way that benefits everyone.
Yes.
And feels good.
Yes.
Because, like, these are things that can happen, obviously, beyond a marriage, right? Because we, despite the fact that I said we basically have a marriage, like, we're friends and business partners.
And work wives.
And work wives, yes. So, yeah, it could be with your work wife or work husband or...
I know there are people who are, like, adamantly opposed to those terms.
Well, because... I imagine those are monogamous people.
Oh.
That would be my suspicion, is that it seems inappropriate to assign the moniker of husband and wife to someone who is not sacredly inside of marriage with you.
I apologize if you feel that way when I just did that.
I don't care.
Okay. I do not want to minimize the sanctity of your marriage.
I don't personally care. I don't know that I've put my thumb or finger on the pulse of whether or not I'm poly versus monogamous. Like, since meeting you and then again meeting so many people who are poly more recently, I've started to reflect on it more.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I haven't arrived at an answer.
Right.
I don't know that I'm required to arrive at an answer either.
Definitely not. Definitely not. There are so many ways to do this human experience.
So true. Yes. Absolutely.
There are.
And these are just our nuggets of wisdom on how we have done this human life. Trying to communicate real good.
Yes.
So that everyone feels loved and valued and cherished and treasured and...
Yes.
I feel like also those have to be your relationship goals. If you want to have like this level of communication with people, like there has to be the goal of...
Or if you want
to feel treasured and cherished. Yes.
Yes. In relationships... I think being aware that people who you are in relationships with generally want to feel those things. And if you're not sure, ask. That's a great question to ask.
Yeah.
What do you want to get at? Like what are you hoping to gain from this connection, from this
Absolutely,
relationship?
that's such an important question.
Because my partner currently, I think, has different, like, views on, like, the outcome or the goals or the like, the end goal or whatnot of, like, relationship goals. As I innately do. And so we've had a lot of conversations about, like, how do we try to meet each other's needs?
Yeah, how do we align our intentions?
Yeah, yes.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah, so asking that question of what do you
Yes.
desire out of this? What are you hoping to experience? Can be so helpful in you as a partner being able to meet their needs, and for them as a person to be able to reflect on what those needs might be.
Yes.
So if you're looking to help your partner in your relationship, that can be an incredibly helpful question.
Yeah.
Because I did not pop into my marriage from this place of being able to be resourceful and responsibly have open-hearted communication in this way. Like, Carrie had to have a lot of patience and to help teach me how he wanted to be communicated with.
Right. Did he already know? Like, did he already know? Like, was this a, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, and this conversation it took place initially at the point in time in which we almost broke up. Like, our relationship almost ended over how we were in communication with each other about our relationship.
Oh, wow.
Because I had an avoidant attachment style. So
Yeah.
I just would run away.
That's my partner.
I just would avoid and run. And he was like, this isn't working for me.
Yeah, yeah.
So you gotta... And I was like, well, telling you how I feel immediately doesn't work for me. And so we came upon the compromise that, yes, I needed more time. And I would take that time, like, without leaving the premises.
Yeah.
Which is why when you and I had our...
Yeah.
Probably like our first actual fight when opening this collaborative.
Yes.
Which that's why I went to my car and did not leave the parking lot.
Yes.
Because Carrie has taught me that people don't like it when you run away.
Yeah.
They get scared and worried. Which is so valid.
Yes. You know, Mark and I were just talking about that literally last night.
Oh, really?
And I was like, I'm not, like, I don't blame you. Like, you weren't the problem, but, like, you weren't the problem in any way. Like, it wasn't your fault that Kayla and I were fighting or not fighting.
Oh,
fighting,
yeah, totally wasn't Mark's fault, even a little bit.
But he was like, but I was there. And so you guys were probably not communicating in the way that you would have naturally had I not been there. So while I might not have
it would
been...
have happened anyway.
While I might not have been the cause, I might have been some sort of catalyst. And I was like, I don't think so. And I was trying to explain to him, I was like,
I'm just a feisty runner.
Yeah.
That's just,
well,
I get mad and I run away. And I'm
is-
learning not to do that.
He is too.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I used to be a runner.
Yeah.
I used to try to leave.
Any of you guys run? You got the avoidant attachment style? You just...
But I'm an anxious attachment.
Oh. That can also lead to running.
Yeah.
Because it feels too unsafe.
Yeah.
And you must leave.
Yes.
Well, I think they call it anxious avoidant. Some people call it both things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some delineate between the two from what I've read.
Yeah.
It's not very much. I have not read very much.
I've not read
into
very
that.
much into it either.
It was very little.
But
there was one Ladies and Tangents podcast that they did on attachment styles.
Neat.
And then I Googled it for like half an hour. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Someone else is more qualified to speak on that.
I looked into it more like a couple years ago when I was in therapy and like we were in couples therapy and we were talking about it more. That's when I looked into it, but
nice.
Yeah.
And if you guys listening or watching want to go watch that Ladies and Tangents episode. I totally recommend it. They're on YouTube and on podcast platforms, so you can find them at your leisure.
Yeah. And if you have any info about, any hot takes
styles,
about them, the attachment styles,
if you have expertise there, let us know.
Yeah.
We might have you on sometime.
Ooh, yeah.
Because learning more about attachment styles, I think, can only make me better in relationships.
Absolutely. I would like to know more.
Well, because when you understand how other people see things, you start to, you access your empathy, right?
Yes.
Like, you are able to find that compassion that I was asking Carrie to help me with last night.
Yes. But back to, like, what the goal is.
Oh, yes.
Out of relationships. Like, I know that I want to feel loved and cherished, right? And my partner wants to feel appreciated.
Yes.
And those can be similar things, but...
Well, it also depends on how you have those words categorized in your head.
Yes.
Someone else's version of feeling appreciated is wildly different than mine. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
We all feel appreciation in such different ways.
Right. And, like, love languages are different and all sorts of things. So, like, where I am, like, this soft, romantic type, right? He is not. And that, in the early stages of our relationship, and even still, like, it can cause... friction. It can cause friction because I'm, like, over here just trying to, like, bid for attention, right? And, like,
come be soft with me.
Yeah, come be soft with me. Come love me. Like, I would just want snuggles and for you to feed me snacks and tell me I'm pretty, right? You know what I mean? And he's like, I've been at work all day and I'm tired, and which is also so valid.
Absolutely.
And so it's just it's about finding balance and knowing what everybody wants and making sure that all of the needs are being met.
Right. Like, for example, you guys could do weekend snuggles when he's not just come home from a very long day. And his job is real physical, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. And he wakes up at the ass crack of dawn. Like, his first alarm goes off at 5 a.m. or something.
Gross.
Yeah. It's
So, asking intentions, such a beautiful, beautiful practice inside of a relationship. And sometimes I'll check in with Carrie, like, do you feel loved? Are you feeling loved?
Yeah.
Like, are you feeling supported? No. I need to do more dishes? Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
That's mostly how that conversation about support goes.
Mine is laundry. I do the more laundry.
I'm certain Carrie would not be sad if I did more laundry. I'm certain I wouldn't be sad if I did more laundry, if I'm being quite frank. Well, quite Kayla. That really felt like an airplane, don't call me Shirley kind of joke.
I love it.
Yeah, because it would be nice to have well taken care of clothes, exactly how I want them, always clean when I desire them.
Yeah. And then not run out of towels and have somebody yelling from the bathroom, where's the towels? There's no towels.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Can somebody run downstairs and grab me a towel?
That sounds awful.
And then Lucy starts barking because somebody is yelling. And then somebody is yelling at Lucy to stop barking. And then I usually am yelling at somebody to stop yelling at Lucy. And then
Your
it's
house sounds like a sitcom. That sounds like a sitcom montage.
It could be. It's just exhausting in there. It's also a zoo. My house is great. We just got Bungie saying, "You did it, Big Bird," all day.
I love that.
I do
Honestly,
too.
I'd take that.
It's so
that sounds
great. I love Bungie so much. So much.
Little Bungaloo.
But even you and I were talking about, like, sitting down and talking about what we both want, like sitting down and...
Oh, yeah. What did we say we were going to call that? Oh, we were going to have ownership conversations.
Yes.
So that we can identify what we each feel like what it means to be an owner of this business. So I feel like that could work inside of any relationship.
Yes.
How do you want to take ownership inside of this relationship, inside of what we're building together? Mm-hmm. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Sit down with your bestie. Like,
yes.
ask them these questions. That what a beautiful way to be able to feel even more supported inside of your bestie relationships or your marriage relationships. Or, like, you could even have a profesh version of this with a co-worker.
Yeah. Or like a family meeting.
Uh-huh.
Like you could scale it.
Oh, yeah, because Tori, what's her face, who is a creator for Gentle Parenting.
Yes.
Tori Phantom?
Sweet, short,
blonde hair, but oftentimes it's many colors.
Yes.
And she's got the pet rats.
Yes.
And so she's so sweet. She often talks about talking to her kids about things like these.
Yeah.
So that I think she asks them, is there any way that I can be being a better mom for you or anything different I can be doing as a mom for you? And she's like, most of the time they say no. Yeah. But some of the times they bring up really important things.
Yes.
And that can be relationship altering.
Yeah.
So I think even if you're just inviting these questions, even if you're not like getting gold as you're like mining for information on how to like optimize the relationship, it's still opening that doorway and flexing that muscle of it's okay to talk about these kinds of things.
Right.
So that when something does come up, it feels like a safe place to be able to start because the foundation is already there.
Right. Like our sweet friend Alexis has family meetings with her kiddos and her husband often, and they talk about how they can all work together as a family, what the family, responsibilities are. And
I love that. Yeah, that's beautiful.
They do. I mean, Alexis is amazing, top notch.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 on Alexis.
Yeah, find her on the Facebook or the Instagram.
Yeah, Alexis Stearns. She does a phenomenal job about talking about traumatic birth experiences and motherhood. Those are her zones of passion and expertise.
I think she goes by Alexis Inspires.
Yes, Alexis Inspires. And like she's trained doulas. Yeah. She's wise as shit.
She is so great.
Yeah.
The sweetest.
If you're listening, Alexis, we love you.
We love you.
Also, sorry I didn't text you back the other day. If you couldn't tell from this episode, I've been doing some dark night of the soul shit over here, and I'm real sorry.
A lot of people are going through that right now.
It's just been a lot of figuring out how
to release
to
be in control.
Well, yes, if you want to put like a direct label on it, but if you get just a little vaguer with it, it's been a lot of figuring out how to be the person that I am now. Yeah. Because I am no longer willing to tolerate some of my past behaviors. And I'm unwilling to, like, for example, a past behavior would be getting angry about something and then just going straight home with that anger. And then Carrie has to spend his night helping me figure it out. Like, so kind of him to do that. Right. I feel very like loved and cared for, and also wouldn't it be nice if he didn't fucking have to, you know what I mean? Like so I've been doing many things that have been altering my behavior, such as going to Panera after leaving here to journal about my anger first. And then I went to a local plant shop to just be in the energy of green, grounding, like earthy goodness because it's cold right now. And then taking the time to scream in the car after I went to the pretty plant place because I finally felt like I was in a calm enough point to feel the feelings. And then after that, I got home and I was like, I am still not in a place of being resourceful with my anger. So I drove to a little park in my neighborhood and I sat there and I dissociated on Facebook a little bit and got myself to a place where, like, I wasn't inside my storm of anger. I was able to go home and talk to my husband and let him know from a place of calm that I was feeling angry feelings and that I was going to, like, use the punching bag. And when he asked, what do you need help with? And I could answer, help me find some compassion. I had an answer.
Yeah.
Not, I'm a hot, soupy mess.
Yes.
Try and figure it out, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, because that's an awful lot of responsibility to put on your partner.
It is.
And so, yeah, it's been me doing a bunch of shit like that, trying to find the actions that align with the way that I desire to be now.
Yes.
And sometimes that is a little harder than a word search, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it just
for
is.
sure. It is hard. Sometimes it's really hard to figure out how to regulate your emotions and not rely on other people to help you regulate your emotions, because really that's our own job. Yeah. Right? And it is so hard sometimes. It's so hard sometimes. But learning how to do it,
it's real beneficial. And then the young people around you get to witness that and learn it.
Oh my gosh. And if they can learn it when they're young, then my goodness.
I heard the TikTok from a teacher who was talking about the emotional maturity of her students. And she was like, I was listening to these two kids and I heard them start to get into an argument. And before I could even swoop in, she was like, child A was like, it sounds like you have some more emotions to work through with this. So I'll just leave you alone for a while and then we can circle back and talk about this later.
Yes.
When you're calmer or you've figured out how you're feeling about it.
Yes.
And she was like, I didn't even have time to swoop in to help facilitate. They just did it.
Yes.
They're just doing it.
Yes.
And that's beautiful.
I love it.
And like, sweet Lily overheard our conversation today.
Yes.
I don't know if she was paying attention, but I know her unconscious mind was, even if she wasn't.
I'm sure she was. She is related to me and we're a little nosy. So I'm sure she was listening.
I wouldn't have been able to not listen to it.
Absolutely.
Because it was juicy.
Juicy.
We were doing the work.
Yeah, and she was here yesterday when it started.
Correct. Yes. So how beautiful is it for her to see that two people can have a disagreement?
Yes.
Not even find an ending point for it and come back the next day and finish the conversation from a place of resourcefulness and from a place of wanting what's best for the relationship.
Yes.
Which is why I knew that I needed to stop having the conversation yesterday, because I just couldn't understand. I just didn't understand how you didn't understand about the things that we weren't understanding together. Like, it just...
And I feel like that, and that's so often, I feel like that is, therein lies where the friction comes from so often, is that people's brains work so differently.
So differently.
And a lot of times, like, I just don't understand.
Well, and even in this conversation that we've had today, you were talking about how you felt floaty. And to me, floaty meant, like, dissociated. And to you, it meant something totally different. So the longer you were talking, the more I understood your perspective.
Yes. I said airheaded.
Oh, airheaded. Yes.
Yeah.
To me, when I feel airheaded, it is because I am so ungrounded that I just am floating above my existence.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes that can take the form of, like, divine euphoria, and it's fucking amazing.
Yes, the floaty feeling. Yes.
Other times, it's just me not knowing how to be inside of me.
Yes, I definitely get the floaty feeling, dissociating, yes. Airheadedness, sometimes I just feel like there have just been, like, so many things going on that, like, my head, like, there's just been so many things that, like, now that there's
I'm so dizzy.
That, like, my brain has just been like, okay, well, we've been so busy, so we're just kind of taking a little bit of a break. And so it has just kind of cleared a lot of space just to, like,
B.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like...
Yeah. So see, your definition of that airheaded idea, so different from mine. So really defining what you what you desire out of a relationship, defining your version of it.
Yes.
Because like this morning I was asking Ashley to like take more ownership of some things. Yes. And then I was like, well, but what does ownership look like to me versus what it looks like to her? So we're going to have a whole beautiful, sexy conversation about it, probably over some delicious Karma coffee.
And I'm so excited.
It's going to be amazing.
It's so great.
So, yeah, I think truly because our unconscious minds are so precise in how things are categorized, how words are categorized, that when you can even just like brush a little off the surface to find out what the next layer is, can be so helpful in bringing a deeper layer of understanding to your relationships.
Yeah.
This was a really good episode so far.
It really is.
Hot damn.
Whew.
Woohoo.
Going with the flow.
Hey, yo. Going with the flow. Hey, yo. Going with the flow. Hey, yo.
I'm here for it. Ooh.
Oh, you got a little sloshy.
I did.
A little coffee slosh.
Whoops.
Splish splash, I was taking a bath.
Right
Something
here
on
with
the Karma coffee.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I was going for new lyrics.
Yep, I liked it.
Like I do. Sometimes.
Yeah, I was getting a little sloshy with my coffee. I should have left my painting clothes on.
I'm so excited that you have painting clothes. Oh, speaking of painting clothes, we are the mural that is going to be inside of Your Soul Welcome, a healing arts collaborative, is going up.
It is.
She's got it all chalked out. If you want to see the little sneak behind the scenes that we did, we went live today over on the Your Soul Welcome Facebook page. So if you go to Facebook, you can search Your Soul Welcome, or you might already be following us, in which case, thanks!
Yeah, thank you.
And then you can see the sneaky peekaloo.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
So good. I'm so excited.
I'm excited. Looks good. It's not anything that you had talked about, so I'm so fascinated to see it.
I know. I was also surprised.
I like it, though. I think it's gonna be beautiful.
I'm so pumped.
Yes. It's good. Well, is there anything else on the topic of relationship communication that springs to your mind that the peoples need to hear?
Just try to remember that it's not like you versus the person that you are trying to have a conversation with.
Oh, absolutely.
That you are on the same team, working towards the same goal of like a positive outcome.
Well, and I'm glad that you say that, because my last little nugget was just going to be a repetition of you have to care about the relationship as much as your own feelings.
Yes.
And I think that that's where that it's not you versus them, it's you guys on the same team. Because if you value the relationship as much as your own feelings, there cannot be conflict.
No.
There's never going to be a winner, because the relationship always wins.
Yeah.
And if you care about your feelings as much as the relationship, then your feelings win too. And their feelings win. And everybody wins!
Yeah.
Any Doctor Who fans out there? Because that's one of my favorite Doctor Who quotes. Everybody wins.
Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
Everybody wins. Okay. That's the thought on that. You heard it here first. Everybody wins. Hey-yo.
Hey, yo.
Ooh, I think it's at 1 hour and 11 minutes right now.
I love that.
That's so cute. Okay, beautiful, darling humans hanging out with us. Thanks for hanging out with us today. It's been a fucking delight.
It's been great.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
Okay.
We'll see you next time.
All right.
Love you.